Hey guys, Mr. Neese is going to read to you now U.S. History TEKS SE 9E. Compare and contrast the approach taken by the Black Panthers with the nonviolent approach of Martin Luther King Jr. So this one's pretty easy, pretty short. You have civil rights going on at this time, efforts to bring equality for African Americans, and these two groups have a different approach. The Black Panthers, they were led by Malcolm X, and we're talking about the 60s. And with this effort, and this kind of comes out of the 50s too, so I don't want to exclude the 50s, but specifically the 60s. Their efforts were, we're going to do what we need to do, and we're not looking for armed resistance, but if we have to get violent to get the rights we deserve, then we're going to do it. And that was the Black Panthers movement. They weren't looking for violence, but the violence wasn't off the table as if it was necessary to get the equality they were entitled to. Where Martin Luther King promoted things that were nonviolent. He was about civil disobedience, marches, sit-ins, where you go in and sit into a restaurant until you get served if you're not allowed to be served because you're not white. His efforts were about taking measures that did not promote violence, that were not violent, and to not respond to the violence. So a lot of the imagery from that time period, you're going to see protesters being attacked by an attack dog, or people, the violence is going to be directed at them. If it's up to Martin Luther King, he's not going to want any of his people being violent back, because he knows that imagery is going to deflate their cause, and he believed that was the best path. So Black Panthers, not necessarily in favor of violence, but willing to use violence if necessary, where Martin Luther King was, violence wasn't on the table. That wasn't how we were going to reach the goals that needed to be reached. So hopefully that helps you with SE 9E.